Hi, I'm Joan from Joan's Gardens. Welcome to our creative tips and ideas. Today we're going to talk about build a flower, and I want to show you how to build a flower. We have lots of questions about that, and we thought it might be easier if we can show you with a video. I'm going to cover in this first video the different tools that you'll need, because those things are very important for you to get the creative look that you want to achieve. We're going to start today with showing you the different tools that you will use when you're using the Build a Flower number 2 or any of the Build a Flowers. First of all, something that I've discovered and I am so excited about is the new, well, I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me. It's by Cheery Lynn. It's Crafters Foam Sheets. There's 4 to a package. They are 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I've used them all, but I did want to show you how handy they are. I don't know, this is one of the dies. It's our favorite dies. It's the LRO 156. And when you cut this constantly, it's hard to get the paper out of the die. But with this Crafters foam, you run it through on the Crafters foam, and it will not allow the paper to stick to it. And especially when I'm cutting for a large workshop, this is really a big time saver and a lot of ease on your nerves as well. So all you do is, it is self-adhesive. You use the die that you're going to use, and this one is the Quinn Flourish by Memory Box. And you peel off the stickiness. Put your die on it. And then I put the sticky or the regular paper right back on, so that when it goes through the die machine, it does not stick to the plates. You run it through with your blade side up, and I'm going to use the new embosser that I just got a couple weeks ago that I'm totally in love with. All the plates come with it. Once you get it started, you don't have to hold on to it. You can go in the next room and do a load of clothes or whatever, and it will stay in the machine. You don't have to worry about it falling out. There's not any buttons on it other than the off and on. And it also comes with an 8.5 by 11 embossing folder. I think there's 9 different embossing folders, 8.5 by 11. And so it will do an entire 8.5 by 11 sheet that you can emboss with. So you take your die out. Pull off the foam. Now the first time it might take a little getting the pieces in it that you don't want to use. I'm not going to take time to take all these out, but just to give you a quick idea, you take out the part that it cuts on, and then you leave the places where the paper would stick in it, and once you get it started, it goes pretty easy. Just get a hold of it and pull it through like that. And then there's what it would look like. And I did it with all of my Build-A-Flowers, all of the flourishes, everything that I cut for this last workshop. I used the foam with it because it really saved me a lot of time without having to pick out the different pieces of paper, especially the smaller the dies that you get. Okay, so I've cut a flourish die. I think this is the Quinn Flourish by Memory Box, and you can see how beautiful it is once you cut it with the embosser. This is a flower that we made in our last workshop, and you can see that I've tinted it in a peach color and how different it looks from this flower that I did for a workshop last week. It's amazing. No matter how many times you make a flower, I don't think no two will be alike. And this is the flower that we're going to make today, or something similar to this. The tools that you'll need, first of all, we used the Build a Flower #2 by Cheery Lynn. And there's several different sizes of flowers in here, different leaves, different petals. And I have used the crafter's foam on this die so that when I ran it through, nothing stuck, and I was able just to pull them off and they came right out. And the embellishments is another die, and it has several different callus and stamens in this particular die. It also has some baby's breath, has the different stamens, suns, which we use for the stamens, 3 little flowers, a branch, and a branch then to put the baby's breath on. One of the things too that I discovered when I was running all the dies through for the workshop is Cheery Lynn sells these magnetic sheets, and I found if I use this in my embosser that it held everything right in place and I didn't have to worry about it scooting around. So that was a very nice idea to use. The next thing that we just can't get along without, and when we make the flowers, is the tool kit. This tool kit comes in a hard, nice plastic case, holds all the different tools, and there's several different ones in the tool kit. You get some knives that can be used in the stylus if you need to cut very, very delicate things. You get a pair of the reverse tweezers, and this can be used for your holding your flowers when you're going to finish the center of the flower, which I'll show you here in a little bit. You get a stylus with 5 different balls on the end of it. Those just open and come right out, so you can very quickly interchange them. And then the tool that we feel like we just can't get along without is the white stylus. This white stylus has a place that you can put your finger, so that gives you better pressure as you're working with it. It has the round ball, and if you want to work a little closer, it's even got a place here for your finger. Then it has a pointed end, and we use this to push down after the flower's dried a little bit, to push down in the center of it to make it form higher. And it's just something that is very, very versatile. Another tool that you're going to use is the ink blending tool, or you could use a sponge dauber if that's what you have. And you simply sponge the edges of if you're using white especially. If you're using color, you wouldn't need to do this, but you just sponge the edges just lightly, going around the edges to give it the color that you're going to use. Just like that. And this is the ink blending tool by Ranger, and I'm using distressed ink to color all the petals. Now, the tool that I really like to use in addition to the toolkit is the round needle nose pliers, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But boy, these are so handy for me. I get a better grasp on it. You also will need a pair of scissors, and the best glue that we have found to work with for the flowers is the Crafter's Pick, the Ultimate Glue. And you'll see in the next video how I work with this. And I believe that's all the tools that you're going to need to do your Build a Flower, and we'll be back in a few minutes showing you how to make your flower. Thank you.